The flow hive is a father and son beekeeper invention that took the beekeeping world by storm 8 years ago. Mention the flow hive to a beekeeper and I'm certain you'll hear a lot from them. Why? The flow hive is to a beekeeper like what the first automotive was to people when first invented. What? Give up my horse-drawn carriage? But we've always done it this way. It was a whole new way to harvest honey, a jar at a time by turning a tap and letting the honey flow. No bee injuries at all. And also not having to put on a special exclusion board called a bee escape to keep bees out of the honey box so you could remove it. And best of all, no need to purchase an extractor to spin the honey. Extractor costs range from $200 to $10,000 for a manual or electric one, and the more frames it holds, the higher the cost. With the flow hive, the honey runs from the frame right into your jar, so savings are huge. The initial cost of the hive is a lot, I admit, but the savings are soon apparent when you don't need to buy other equipment. Cost-wise, the flow hive is more suited, in my opinion, to hobby beekeepers who would only have a few hives. The biggest problem beekeepers have had with the flow hive is many people thought they could set up the flow hive and then just turn on the tap when they wanted honey. They didn't want to face opening the hive to do inspections, to keep up to date on the health of the bees. Hives don't have to be open constantly, and many new beekeepers open their hives far too much, disturbing the bees, but they should be inspected at least twice a year in spring and fall. Very experienced beekeepers can tell by watching the outside of the hive what is going on inside, but that comes with time. So for them, they don't have to open the hive as often. I've had knee replacements, so I need to reduce my heavy lifting of honey boxes, and I'm switching to these flow hives so I don't have to lift them. For beekeepers, Flow make a Langstroth-sized deep honey super with 7 frames for honey, so no equipment modifications are needed. They sell just the frames alone or with the deep box with 2 observation windows. Honey frames and cells are made of plastic and are designed to crack open at the turn of a key, which causes the honey from that particular frame to flow down into your jar. The bees will later uncap the honey and refill them. If you're considering getting into beekeeping, this is really the best way to go. And the support you get from the company, even after being around 8 years, is amazing. There are many options and online forums where you can get a lot more info about the hives as well as the Flow Hive website. I can't wait to tell you more about these flow hives next season when I put them to use.